Pastor Tony with Elevation Church, starting a series of videos on teamwork. I think teamwork is so important, and many times we lose sight of the value because we're in a world that really props up and celebrates individualism, and yet is there really individuals that make huge impact? I say this often. I think that teamwork is what makes a dream work. If we have a dream, if there is a vision, it's going to take a team to accomplish that. Think about some of the greats that we hear about today, people that have name recognition. If I say Elon Musk, you know that name. If I say Jeff Bezos, you know that name. And they look as though they have created empires and financial wealth, and certainly they have, but they didn't do that alone. They've had a team. Had a team that's helped them to get where they're at. I love basketball, and I love this season in Indianapolis when the Pacers were clicking on all 8 cylinders, and Reggie Miller was leading the team. And Reggie Miller, incredible basketball player, and took the Pacers to levels that they'd never necessarily witnessed as an NBA team. But it wasn't Reggie all alone. He's a great clutch player, great three-point shot, just a great all-around player. And yet, it's because of the Davis, Antonio and Del Davis and Rick Smits and Derek McKee, shot by Vern Fleming ever so often, that made them the success. Or Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan, when you say Michael Jordan, people know who that is. And yet, without the team that he had, we probably wouldn't know Michael Jordan like we do. Think about Adam Vinatieri, this incredible scorer in the NFL. And yet, it looks like he's an isolated player, and yet because of the team setting him up within somewhat near field goal range, he becomes incredible success because of the team. Let me tell you something. There are really no lone rangers. You see, even a lone ranger had Tonto, right? Everywhere you see the lone rangers, you see Tonto. Right? It takes a team. And sometimes we don't do team very well. I think there's several reasons. And I'm pulling from a book by John Maxwell, The 17 Indisputable Laws of Teamwork. I've read it several times. It's just a great read. If you haven't read it, I encourage you to do so. And I'm pulling from that during these sessions. And we don't do team very well. And John Maxwell gives us these 4 reasons simply because of ego. We want to be seen. We want to get the accolades and the credit and the attention, and simply sometimes because of our large ego. Now, if I'm working on a team, and I'm doing this in ministry, that means I got to lay my ego aside. I've got to lift Jesus up and let him be increased and me decreased, and that's what makes team work, when I let ego kind of depart from the leading. And the second thing he talks about is insecurity. Sometimes we don't involve a team or think we need a team because we're afraid of maybe a lack of something we're missing, something that we can't do as well, and we're going to be a little vulnerable in trying to encounter a team. Patrick Lencioni says teamwork begins by building trust, and the only way to do that is overcome our need for invulnerability. In other words, you got to be vulnerable to build a team. Another reason that we sometimes don't do team is because of our naivete, that we simply don't realize the importance of it. We think somehow that we can do it on our own, that we are able to do it without anyone else. I love what Woodrow Wilson said, former president. He said, not only use all the brains that we have, but also all that we can borrow. In other words, use what we have, our abilities, but don't think that's going to get us there. We need a team. And the 4th reason we don't do team many times is because of temperament. We're just designed and built to, maybe as a leader, to lead, and you're going to get it done. You're going to climb the mountain. We're going to make a charge. Well, let me tell you, you're going to do better when you have a team in place. I love it what Dr. Alan Fromm said, people have been known to achieve more as a result of working with others more than against them. Well, that's not rocket surgery, is it? Right? We need teams. And I think that, when I understand that when there's a team present, and I'm talking about you that serve, that that lead, we need a team. And when there's a team president, if there's more people, there's more resources, there's more ideas, there's more energy when you have a team. Teams maximize strengths. When I'm alone, when I'm operating in isolation, my weaknesses are a lot more exposed than if you have a team, because a team is going to help to support you. When there's a team in place, there's a multiplicity of perspectives. It's not just the way I see it, but how does the people on the team see it? And out of that multiplicity of perspectives, we're going to see things in a new light, in a different way, much better than we do through one set of eyes. When there's a team present, and when you're involved in a team, there's shared victories, and that's a fun day when you get the win and everybody gets to celebrate. Also, there's shared losses, and guess what? When you have a team, the loss isn't as hard, isn't as burdensome when you can share the loss, because we're going to share it together. And I approach it this way. When it comes, there are times when you lose. There are times when you fail at doing something. I approach it this way. Let's look at our wins and let's look at our lessons. And together you'll see the lessons a lot better. And then there's the idea that teams bring accountability, right? When maybe you're not feeling like it, or you become a little lax, or there's somebody that comes and says, hey, what are we going to do here? What are we going to do about this? And quite honestly, teams do more. Teams accomplish more. I used to use this acrostic, this acronym for team. Together, everyone accomplishes ministry, right? We're going to do it together, and it's not a one-man show. And so the importance is beyond us. And John Maxwell says this: you may be good, but you're not that good. You may be good on your own, but you're not that good. Michael Jordan playing for the Wizards is a lot different than him playing for the Bulls. And part of that was team. So I just encourage everyone that's viewing today that you just take into account, where is it that you're serving on a team? And who are you relying on? Who are you supporting? I love what Chuck Swindoll, maybe you're familiar with him, maybe not, but in his book, Finishing Touch, he wrote this. He said, nobody is a whole team. We need each other. We need someone, and someone needs you. Isolated islands we're not. To make this thing called life work, we got to lean and support, and relate and respond, and give and take, and confess and forgive, and reach out and embrace and rely, since none of us is a whole, independent, self-sufficient, super capable, all-powerful hotshot. Let's quit acting like we are. Life's lonely enough without our playing that silly role. The game is over. Let's link up. And I just want to tell you that team is important. And so because team is important, I'm going to interact with people. I'm going to recruit people. I'm going to reach out and say, hey, let's do this together. There's a major vision. There's a huge dream, right, that God puts in our lives. And it takes a team to do it. And so let's do it together. Let's do it together. You may be good, but you're not that good. Encourage you, think about, what team am I serving on? What is the big picture thing that God's got for me to do? And who do I have in the room with me, at the table with me, that's helping to accomplish this? Thanks for joining us today. I will just also say this, that we got Serve Day coming up. If you've not registered for Serve Day and you're part of Elevation Church, part of our team, make sure you register today. Go to the church app, Church Center app, you can do that. Also, Friends Day on September 12th. Somebody you know needs a simple invitation. Invite them to be with you at Elevation Church, or if you don't go to Elevation Church, invite them to be at your church with you this Sunday. Somebody will come when you ask. Ask somebody and watch how they come and what God does in life.